Hi there, I'm Mr. Christopher, and I want to help you decide on a main for Battle for Azeroth. In my last video, I went over a few tips to help you choose a new main class to play in the new expansion. I had lots of great feedback and conversations helping people narrow down their choices, and had people share their own advice as well. A lot of you still can't seem to decide just what to start playing, so as a follow-up, I offer this simple bit of advice. You're overthinking it. Overthinking is a concept I'm extremely familiar with. I'm guilty of overthinking just about everything I do. It's why it takes me much longer than I'd like to put out new content. But it's a habit that I'm trying to break, and it's one that you should avoid as well. Battle for Azeroth is much more alt-friendly than Legion ever was, so you won't be finding yourself loathing the thought of leveling up new artifact weapons. Azerite power isn't locked to a single spec, so there's a lot less grinding for AP this time around. All in all, your alts will be much easier to keep up to date, so narrowing it down to the quote-unquote perfect class isn't as much of a priority in BFA. If you're stuck between two classes, flip a coin. There's a saying that goes, when faced with two choices, simply toss a coin. It works not because it settles the question for you, but because in that brief moment when the coin is in the air, you suddenly know what you're hoping for. Maybe that's a bit lame, but it still might work. Honestly, just pick heads or tails for each class and go with it. Once you reach max level or some other natural stopping point, work on the other class. Leveling is pretty easy, with BFA's terrain being a little more forgiving than Legion, and quests being dotted pretty much everywhere in every zone. You'll find yourself rising through the levels pretty quickly. If you haven't been lucky enough to join the beta, the PTR has the pre-patch loaded right now, including class changes, so if you're looking to get a basic feel for classes and specs, you have that option now. Keep in mind the PTR does not have access to the Heart of Azeroth or Azerite traits, so it's not quite a complete picture of your class, but it's still plenty enough to get the general feel. My main point is not to get yourself flustered worrying about what class you want to main in BFA. If you've been thinking about it for weeks and not making any progress, you're overthinking it. If you have a list of what you want to complete before 8.0, just take a deep breath, log into a character you're thinking of maining, and get to work on that list. If you've been waiting to change mains for a new expansion, but you're really hung up on leaving your current main behind, then just play that same main for now. You're still going to be happy with it, and you'll be able to focus on the things you want to do in-game, instead of staring at a pro and con list and comparison charts. So there are my additional thoughts on how to pick a class for Battle for Azeroth. Check out my last video if you're determined to find a new main. You can find a link in the description below. But if you're racking your brain about it, take a step back and breathe. You still have some time. Speculation puts the pre-patch around July 17th, so there's still a chance to work on those Mage Tower transmogs and ahead of the curve achievements, so I encourage you to pick a class to work on today and get going on that pre-launch list. If you end up feeling unsatisfied, pick the other class you were thinking of and work on your list with that one instead. You'll find what you're looking for and you'll end up picking the right class. Stop overthinking it and just start playing. As always, leave a comment below with any hangups you still have on picking a class. I'll do my best to answer any questions you have, and I'm always willing to give my anything but expert advice on all things World of Warcraft. Hit the subscribe button if you want more World of Warcraft and other gaming content. I'm looking to expand into all things Blizzard, and likely more as I get this channel rolling. If you like this video, click the like button, and thank you for your support. Until next time, this is Mr. Christopher, signing off.